Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you guys so much for joining me. If you're new here, my name is Holly. I make food and fitness content, and if you're not new here, welcome back to the channel. Now, before we crack into today's video, because there's kind of two parts to it. There's this beginning section and then there's more of a vloggy end section. I want to make you a promise. Before you watch this beginning section of the video, I promise you, if you can stick with me, even just through this first half while I'm chatting to you now, you will have your most successful month and end of the year yet, because the last 3 months has come around so quickly, and I feel like we kind of get to this point in the year and everybody thinks like, oh well, what's really the point? Like, we all throw in the towel, we kind of loosen the reins, we don't really dial in. It's not really typical that it comes around to October and we think, okay, I'm gonna make loads of progress now. It kind of sways the other way. However, if you can nail these final 3 months of the year, you will be starting 2025 10 steps ahead of everybody else, 10 steps ahead of where you were previously, 10 steps ahead of the goals that you want to set. This is prime and peak time. Now, I want to help you do this, and that brings us to the purpose of this video. I want to help you guys do this. Now, I cannot take credit for what I'm about to tell you. I saw this from another creator on TikTok. I think she's incredible, and when I heard her talk about this, it has lit a spark in me that I feel like has been dulled for so long. This week, I've been dialed in, I've been present, I've been back on my bullshit, essentially. Like, I have been on it. Now, this creator, Beck, basically talks about how we should look at our lives with this future you lens. That means every decision we make through our daily routine, through our jobs, through our social occasions, we should look at it through this future you lens. Now, what that means is we all have this idea of this person that we could truly become, like the version of us that is our highest potential. And it's all about making decisions based on whether they would do those things, because that person is you. That person is within your reach. You are capable of becoming that person, but you have to do the work now in order to do that, because if you're not willing to do it now, you will never truly become that person. So it's making shifts in your life currently, because they're traits and they're habits that that person would have. I bet there's probably a few of us there that are like, well, I don't really know like who I really want to be in the future. Like, I feel a little bit lost. Bear with me, because there's a little task that I can give you, which is essentially what really dialed me in this week and really got me focused on this future me. I want you guys to vision board, but not vision board like you've previously vision boarded. I want you to vision board in different aspects. And this is probably gonna sound like it takes a lot of time, but trust me, it doesn't. Break down the aspects of your life all the way down to your daily routine. So for example, I did this. I did my morning routine, my evening routine, my workout routine, my nutrition routine, my work life, and my social life. And I made a vision board for each 6 of these things. And when I was creating them, I literally made them on slides. I'll show you here. I just made them on slides. I inserted pictures from Pinterest. I was just thinking about what these would look like for that future version of me. So let's break down the morning one a little bit. One thing that I feel like this high potential version of me is doing is she's waking up early. She is getting up before everyone else, and she's getting a jump start on the day. She's also going for a morning walk. She's clearing her mind. She's listening to podcasts. She's not sleeping through her alarms. She's having a nice, healthy, nutritious breakfast. She's probably taking lovely Nana for a little walk as well in the mornings. It's just about envisioning if you were this ultimate version of yourself that was like on it every single day, what would those habits look like, and creating a vision board that just encompasses that. And I feel like when I was making this, it really made me realize that actually everything is within my reach. I'm not demanding anything crazy of myself here, and I'm sure you aren't either. It's just about fine-tuning your habits to help yourself become this best version of yourself. Now, in true Strong Girl Society fashion, I do kind of want to mold this a bit, and instead of calling it the future you lens, I actually just want to look at this as becoming the strongest version of yourself, because I always talk about how we should strive to be the strongest version of ourselves, and this is how we become that strongest version of ourselves. I promise you, if you take no longer than half an hour to create these vision boards, this is going to set you up for such, not even a week of success, like months of success. Like I said, just have felt so good this week from doing this, and you'll see in the remainder of the vlog, I'm not doing anything drastic. You're not going to see me making any crazy life changes. It was all about implementing little things that will just boost and benefit my routine greatly. Now, when you're doing this, I don't want you to look at anybody else. This isn't about anybody else. This is all about you. So yeah, that was a lot of waffle. I hope you guys have kind of grasped what I was talking about. It genuinely has been so inspiring and motivating, and I really hope that you watch this vlog and you also feel inspired and motivated, because I think sometimes we just need that kick and we need someone to push us in the right direction. And that was how I felt when I saw Beck's videos, and I felt so passionate about it. I was like, I have to come on and speak about this because I feel like you guys are gonna love it as much as I did. And yeah, if you do make your vision boards, let me know, send me a photo. I literally love seeing stuff like this. I felt so inspired by this. I really wanted to spread that kind of like motivation and energy across to you guys. So throughout this whole month on Instagram, I'm actually doing challenges in my Strong Girl Society broadcast channel. They're free to enter. I'm just going to be setting you a challenge. For example, this week's challenge was to hit a PB and just send me a bit of evidence of it. And every week you'll be in with the chance of winning a different prize. So this week the prize is a £300 My Protein voucher, which is like insane and such a good start to this new season for you. You can load up on all your favorite protein products and just get such a jump start on 2025. So yeah, I hope you enjoy the rest of the video, just me showing you my daily routine, but implementing all of these stronger life habits. Good morning guys. Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Yeah, oh wait, I've already done an introduction. I'm repeating myself. Good morning guys. I am just heading off to get my morning cafe. So this is something I'm trying to do as part of my new daily routine, is get outside, get some fresh air first thing in the morning. It's so important and it makes such a difference to my day. Like it genuinely makes me feel so much brighter, so much more awake, so much more energized and just so much more present. Something that can like really push the girls into like a new level of training. Everyone has been running now for like a year basically. I feel like everyone's kind of run in some capacity, so it's like how can we help the girls elevate that. Okay, morning meeting 1 is completed. I actually have like 15 minutes now, so I'm gonna throw together my breakfast. I'm just literally gonna be having a bagel. This is gonna be my pre-workout snack. But yeah, I had a good first meeting of the morning. Lots of fun things in the works. I am in the process of actually getting a new work setup for the apartment. When I first moved here, I was like, oh, I'm not gonna get, you know, a desk. I don't have enough room. And like, I still stand by that. I probably don't have enough room for a desk. This is actually the desk that I've ended up buying. I feel like it's a good one because it folds out. I feel like it's so important if you're working from home to not work necessarily where you live. So like not working on the sofa, not working at the kitchen table, because I just feel less productive when I'm doing that. Like I need somewhere to sit and I'm like, okay, well when I'm sat here, like I'm locked in and I'm working, and I feel like that's gonna make such a world of difference. One thing I am gonna do now before I start this meeting is prep my swim bag, just so I'm ready and ready to go. When I say prep, I mean swim cap, goggles, make sure I have a towel. No, that's fine. So I think the plan was obviously, I think one of the biggest ways that this whole mindset shift that I'm applying this week has impacted me is hugely on my workouts. And even driving over here, I was like, I'm really excited to like show up for myself through this swim session. And that is something that I have seriously been lacking over the past few weeks. Now, when I found out I couldn't run the Chicago Marathon because of my hip injury, I feel like it was pretty obvious. Like that did knock me and just make me feel really deflated. Now, I think when you get told that you have an injury and you have to take time out, that middle ground where there's no end really in reach feels so deflating, because I was just turning up to my workouts thinking like, but what am I doing here? Like, what is this aiming towards? What am I working towards? Some people just enjoy showing up. I personally am such a goal-driven person that when I don't have a goal, I just feel a little bit lost. Now, since applying this mindset, it's almost reframed how I think about goals, because now I'm not thinking about a race or a high rocks or a triathlon. The goal I'm thinking of is just being that strongest version of myself and becoming her. And in order to become her, I have to show up to these sessions. I have to put 100% in. Like, even if it's not necessarily the session that I would choose to be doing, like, trust me, I'd much rather be running right now, but actually this is the session that is going to help me become that version of myself that will be running. Everything you can do and show up to do is a step towards becoming that person, and I just need to really remind myself that. And I feel like I just needed something to like switch that part of my brain. And I feel like this week I've had like the old me like unlocked again. Like when I'm working out, I'm like, I want to be there, like I want to be pushing myself and I want to be showing up for myself, because that is what the strongest version of myself would do, and that is the person that I'm showing up as from now on. So yeah, it's just been a really nice mindset shift. Anyway, I'm feeling like I've just given myself a pre-swim pep talk and I'm ready to go in and smash some lengths out. Swim done. You know those days where everything that could maybe slightly go wrong went wrong. So I got to my first pool, closed, found this pool, came, and they were like, oh, there's no spaces. And I was like, and the guy was like, it's fine, like I think we can squeeze you in. So luckily squeezed me in. I get in the pool, I'm like, right, ready to go. Garmin is dead. And I was like, do you know what me last week would have done? Me last week would have probably got to first swimming pool, like, it's not happening, I'm not swimming today. But I had that mindset of like, no, think about future me, think about the strongest version of me. She wouldn't take an excuse like that as a reason to go home. So I pushed through and I did it, and I had a really good swim session. I didn't manage to get like any content at the pool just because it was very busy and I ended up being in a lane with someone else, so obviously I wasn't going to film that. But I had a really good session. I just counted my laps mentally, did my 1,000 meters. So I'm very happy that I've ticked off a good session. I'm just going to run to Air One, grab some foodie bits, and then head back home, and we'll crack into the rest of our very productive day that we're having. Okay team, I'm making a quick pit stop on the way home. I always drive past this coffee place and it just is so sweet and it's so eye-catching. I'll show you in a second. And I'm always like, oh, I would love to go there for a coffee one day. And I was like, today is the day, I'm seizing the day. So I'm just gonna grab a quick little coffee to go on the way back home to Signala. I fear now that is going to become a regular occurrence, me going there. My curly girls are definitely going to film me on this one. I just washed and styled my curls, and then I was like, oh, maybe I'll try and do like a bit of a half up, half down. If you mess with curls, they just get so fluffy, and I literally washed and styled my hair to just put it in a messy bun. Love that for me. I am actually about to head off to an event. I'm going to an event with Speedo. Make it make sense. How cool is that? So it's a Speedo event for the new Hydroline collection. I think it's a new collection that can be worn in the pool and out of the pool. So we're not swimming, which is why I felt confident washing my hair. I don't think we're swimming. It said it was like yoga, but I feel like sometimes with these things you just turn up and they're like, get in the pool, and you're like, well, okay, if Speedo tells you to get in the pool, like I'm gonna get in the pool. But I'm gonna have a quick little sweet treat before I go. I picked this up in Air One. If you ever come to LA and you go to Air One and you're willing to spend $10 on a smidgen of a brownie, like I can't even explain it. I'm so obsessed with it. It is just the gooeyest, most perfect brownie in the whole world. You can just see how gooey it is. They're really dense as well. I am feeling like this is a very full circle moment, because this was the year that I started swimming and now I'm going to an event with Speedo. Feels a bit surreal, also like slightly imposter syndrome-y, like that's kind of the emotion that are going through me right now. Like I think when you get invites to things like this with like brands that, like Speedo's been a brand that's been in my life since I was a child. Literally we used to go to the Speedo store in Bluewater to like pick out our swim costumes for swim classes in school. Like that was where we would always go. We'd get like a new swim costume for the season. I definitely feel like the imposter syndrome really creeps in when I get invited to events like this, but I think, and this kind of ties like nicely into the video because it's all about, you know, projecting that like strong version of yourself. I think in these situations when you feel like you're struggling with like that imposter syndrome or that kind of like, I don't know, there's just kind of like negative noises in your head that are like, why are you here? You should be here. It's still something that I struggle with to this day, and like I really have to like push to turn off that inner monologue. And I think it's all about projecting that strong, confident version of yourself that you're looking to in the future. Like she is you, like she is inside of you just need to project her. Okay, pep talk over, and there is something that we can actually laugh about, because do you know what the strongest and that future version of myself probably would have done before going to a Speedo swim event. She probably would have shaved her bikini line, and this current version of myself did not. So I am praying there is some kind of, you know, swim cover up, and that's not me. This is not me saying there's anything wrong with a pube. I would like to make that very clear to you all. I have no problem with it. Do I personally want to be at a Speedo brand event with my own personal body hair hanging out? I don't think so. Hey guys, I'm just getting changed. Have you seen the little beanie in the bag?
I felt something that felt like a beanie.
It's cute. Swim costume is on and shorts are on.
I'm not.
Who am I calling on the Speedo hotline?
Me?
Hello.
Hey, Jessie.
Oh, we're going barefoot? I don't know. There's our toes. Come on. Oh, my toes need doing.
I'm joking.
Look at that. Look at that chair.
Oh my god,
Look at the hair on my big toe.
And we have the most beautiful sunset ever tonight.
Exhale, side out. Let those in. Lift the center of your spine to the sky. Pull yourself into a tiny little ball right here.
Good evening, I'm now back. I've actually started vlogging at the worst time because I'm literally eating my dinner. I just made some asparagus, salmon, rice, and I'm gonna have it with some of my favorite seaweed snacks ever. I wanted to share my like evening routine with you guys because I feel like arguably this is the area where I needed to change the most. Like my evening routine was just not hitting. The way you sign your day off sets up the way you start your next day. So I think like getting sloppy and slacking in the evening isn't good enough. Me and you, it's not good enough. So I have worked really hard this week to like implement some really like healthy habits into my evening, and it's made such a world of difference. The first being just making a basic and nice meal. Like it really doesn't have to be anything fancy. Like I'm literally eating rice, salmon and asparagus. That has actually taken me no time to make, but it's gonna make me feel good. Then the next thing I do is try to limit my screen time hugely. I put my phone on do not disturb, and I really try not to get stuck in that cycle of just like TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, like constant scrolling, because trust me, I get so lost into my phone. I know so many of us do, but like I will genuinely spend about 2-3 hours just scrolling on my phone sometimes in the evenings. And like, what is that doing to our brains? Like that is what I always wonder, like what is that doing? Because you're just constantly searching for that like dopamine hit, like all the time. It's just this constant like need for like that hit of dopamine, and it's not good for you, especially not in the evening. So screen time minimized. I am gonna finish the rest of my dinner because my mouth is literally salivating right now, and then I'll go through the rest of like the little things that I do and like the changes that I've implemented. Also, I don't have very long. It's currently 8:42 and my newly assigned bedtime is literally 9 to 9:30, so we're gonna have to get a move on. I feel like you've not really said hi in the vlog today. I feel like we've not really said hello. You want to say hello to everyone? Show everyone how big you've got, Nala. Okay, that's not, we're not doing that. It is finally time to crack into doing one of my favorite things that I do in the evening. As I said that, I realized how sad the rest of this segment is gonna sound, because the fact that this is one of my favorite things to do is slightly tragic. But I've just made an Options hot chocolate. I smuggled some of this back from the UK in my little Percy Pig mug, and I've got my productivity planner. This is the planner that I use near on every day. Like I actually love this thing. I've been using it all year, and I just think it's so great. Like the way it breaks things down is just like, it just itches a part of my brain, and it makes me feel so much more organized than I ever could. And the reason I do this in the evening and not in the morning is because I'm one of these people that I will lie in bed, and as my eyes are shutting and I'm slowly fading off to sleep, I'll suddenly think, oh my god, I need to plan in that tomorrow. Am I gonna remember that? Am I gonna forget that? This just takes that energy out of my brain and puts it on this piece of paper, and I go to bed knowing I have a plan in the morning. Some people like to do this in the morning. I just personally know that it gives me peace of mind and a better sleep if I do it in the evening. So I'm literally gonna find my day, and I'm just gonna write down everything that I need to do in the morning. And that way I'm not gonna forget anything. I'm gonna get everything done, and I'm gonna be as productive as possible. Done, organized. Now I know everything I'm doing tomorrow. I feel like my brain is clearer, my mind is clearer, and I'm ready to do my little evening reset. Evening reset really isn't like a full reset. It's not like a Sunday reset. I'm not doing that in the evening. What I will do is just make sure that basically everything is just like clear and tidy. I understand if you live in a house, this might be completely different. I feel like it's part and parcel of being in an apartment where you're kind of in like one big space and you'll be in basically every room in the morning. I just make sure everything's clean and tidy so that when I'm going to bed, number one, my mind feels a little bit clearer, but also when I'm waking up in the morning, I just get a fresh start. Like if you're waking up and your pots and your pans are everywhere and you've got dirty dishes and just like the cushions are a mess, like you're instantly waking up and kind of like stepping into a stressful situation. So again, it's just thinking about that future you. And I know future you in this video has basically been like you and me in like maybe 5 to 10 years time, but actually future you is still like tomorrow you, and you can still make tomorrow easier for her as well. So yeah, I'm just gonna do my little evening reset and a little tidy. You bring me Miss Piggy. This is little Miss Piggy, which is Nala's version of Percy, and she actually loves it. Like, since I've got it for her, she plays with it all the time. So I'm like, you really are just like mummy. The cute thing is, she's gonna start sleeping over there. Let me insert a photo. This is how I wake up every single morning. She just finds a little spot back here, and she'll put her head down here next to mine. So I always just wake up to her little like puppy breaths in my ear, and it's so cute. But nighttime routine. It's now 9:30. I'm going to bed, and I'm reading. Guys, I really tried to read Akatar, A Court of Thorn and Roses. I have just never understood a book less. Like, I literally started it and I was like, this is just too much for me. So instead, I'm reading a thriller, because I feel like this is what grips me so much more. Like, this is more my style of book. So I'm currently reading Everyone Here Is Lying. I'm literally on the first like chapter. I'm already obsessed. Like, I already don't want to put it down, and that's how I want to feel when I'm reading a book. So yeah, this is my little nighttime routine. Good morning, guys. I'm actually heading off to do something a little bit different for me this morning. So I'm actually heading off to do a Pilates class, which I'm really excited about. I love like changing it up a little bit with my exercise sometimes. I've probably done Pilates like 4 or 5 times. I do enjoy it. I don't like love it. However, I need to go into this in more detail with you guys, but basically I think my hip was actually a misdiagnosis. I've been to a different specialist and he's given me a different diagnosis. I'm actually still waiting on some test results back to kind of like confirm everything, but everything he's saying makes way more sense, and it all connects to my lower back. And Pilates was actually recommended to help, so that is where I'm heading off to this morning. If I do find it helps, it will probably be something that I'll try to incorporate regularly, like Pilates and yoga. I mean, to be fair, loads of you guys did recommend it, but I was actually told when we thought it was a hip problem to not do those things, but actually now I'm being told to do those things. So yeah, it's a little bit confusing, but I'll go into it in a teeny tiny bit more detail later. Like, I still don't know 100%, so it's kind of hard to like tell you guys certain things when I'm still waiting on test results. But yeah, in the meantime, I'm off to become a Pilates princess very early in the morning. So I actually love that. I feel like I've been to Pilates classes before and I've just felt really like out of place, because like you don't really necessarily know the movements, and I think sometimes when you go to classes they just like go through the movements so quickly. I get so like I get really lost, and then you just feel a bit silly because you don't really know what you're doing. But that lady was so nice and she kept like coming over and like showing me how to do everything and explaining it to me, and I was like, I really appreciate that. So it was actually a really nice start to my day, and the best thing about that studio is it's right next to one of my favourite coffee places, so I'm gonna grab a coffee before I head home. I think somebody wanted to be in the camera shot today, so I'm just gonna head off on a very quick little 4-kilometer run. This is actually gonna be my first week back running 3 times in such a long time, and don't get me wrong, I'm definitely feeling it on my runs at the moment. Like, I can feel that I haven't been consistent, because I think when it comes to running, consistency is key to like not seeing a drop in your fitness, but that's obviously not something I can help. Like, I haven't been able to run. So just a quick little update. Oh my goodness, you're driving me mad. You're gonna have to, come on, go down here, come on. We'll play after. I'll play with you before I go run. I reckon we've got about 30 seconds till she comes back to terrorize me. So I went to see a specialist this week because I wanted to go and speak to somebody about getting stem cell injections into my hip, which is something that really speeds up muscle recovery, and it's really proven to help hip labrum tears. So I found this incredible hip specialist in California. I went to see him, showed him my scans. He did some pulling around, we did some exercises and stuff, and he was like, where does it hurt? Does it hurt here? Blah, blah, blah. You know the whole shebang when you go to the physio. He then basically sat down and was like, I don't think you have a problem with your labrum. And I was like, no, but like it's torn. And he was like, well, yes, you do have a torn labrum. They've obviously picked that up on the MRI. However, I don't think that is the cause of these issues. And I was like, okay, great. Like, well, what is going on then? We did an x-ray of my lower back Guys, my lower back, like I am no professional and I was like, like that is my back. So I have mild, very mild scoliosis in my lower back, so my spine curves. That was new, I only just found that out. However, when we looked at the side shot of my spine is so out of alignment on my lower back that basically he thinks all of my nerves are being pinched and my discs are being forced in the opposite direction. Basically, my lower back is just F-U-C-K-E-D. And he thinks that is transmitting pain through my hip. It's not actually my hip that's causing the problem. And I'm not gonna lie, like since he said it, have I felt much hip pain? No, barely. I would say no hip pain. I went for a run earlier the week. Did I have any hip pain? No. Did I have lower back pain? Yes. So basically my lower back we think is the problem. I went for a second MRI. You can imagine the healthcare bill is just racking up here. I went for a second MRI and we're waiting on the results for that. I'm gonna go see him on Monday. So in next week's vlog, I'll have a better update for you guys on kind of what my treatment plan is gonna look like. But yeah, it might not even be my hip. But anyway, I'm gonna go run 4 kilometers. I'm excited about this. I literally love getting outside and running no matter what the distance is at the moment. It just feels so nice to be going through that movement again. You are a terror.
I'm actually trying out this trend that I saw on TikTok today, which is, well, I saw it in like walk form. It's basically where you do like a colour walk, but I'm gonna do a colour run. So I chose the colour yellow. And I'm just on the lookout for the colour yellow and I'm taking little videos of everything yellow that I see. It sounds silly, but it's actually really fun. And I feel like if you find your run's boring or if you can't get out of your head, it's just a good way to like make you a little bit more present about what's around you. Okay, this might be a bit of a weird take, but when people run, they would say like get out of your head and into your body. I feel like this is doing the reverse, which is exactly what I needed. I needed to get out of my body and a little bit more into my head and like using my brain when I'm running as opposed to just like thinking about how my body feels constantly with my injury. And genuinely, this is the best run I've had in the longest amount of time. Like, I'm really enjoying it. I'm not really thinking about it, I'm just taking the scenes.
It's so funny because if I thought I didn't enjoy post-run stretching before getting a puppy, it's almost like she's trying to help. It's so cute. Hi. I love you so much. This is so funny because right now I'm so much taller than you. But in about 5 minutes, you're going to be up here and it's not going to be funny. It's not going to be funny at all. I was just editing the vlog and I realised I didn't actually say goodbye. I wasn't going to take you through my whole day today because I'm not going to lie, it was pretty much a copy and paste of yesterday in terms of just being sat and doing work all day, and I was like, this is literally so boring. I'm actually ready because I'm going to go and meet some friends for dinner. This feels like deja vu from last week. However, I'm not going to cut myself off mid-sentence. I don't even know what happened with the end of the vlog last week. So bye guys, have a lovely rest of your Sunday. Have a great start to the next week. I hope this video has maybe given you a little bit of a kick and some inspiration, and I'm so excited for next week's vlog. You will probably find out what it's going to be about on Instagram/TikTok sooner than you will on YouTube, so if you want to go follow me on those platforms, you will be in the loop a lot sooner. But if not, I'm going to keep it hush hush for now. I will see you guys next week for a very exciting, whirlwind, probably very chaotic vlog. Oh yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe too. Bye!